All right. So it's almost time for Christmas. That means wrapping presents. That means 4.6 million pounds of wrapping paper are going to be used in the United States this year. And that means 50,000 trees are going to be cut down to do that. Now, we wrap presents for a couple of reasons. One, to kind of have a festive feel, decor, and to keep things that are supposed to be a surprise, to hide things. So there are a few options from using conventional wrapping paper. And here's an example of some Hallmark wrapping paper that's conventional. It's marked premium if you're to look at the label. That means it's probably coated in some metallic elements or even a little bit of plastic. And this has some gold starbursts, and that's probably where that comes from. It is probably not recyclable because it has mixed materials in it. And so this paper is going to end up most likely in landfill. And if you mix it with other wrapping paper, when you have that big trash bag full of wrapping paper, that's going to contaminate that whole bag. And at the recycling facility, they're going to have to take this stuff out. Now, to Hallmark's credit, they are now doing a lot of recyclable paper, and it's labeled recyclable. So if you look closely at the label, and they're pretty good at making it prominent, it will say recyclable. And a lot of the recyclable paper does not have to be virtue signal brown like this. It can be pretty festive, like this example I have here that's green in a whole assortment of colors. Now, if you want to be super safe about the paper that you're getting being recyclable, you can get varieties of craft paper. And here are a few examples with designs. Here's one that has no design, but these are meant to be wrapping paper options specifically. You can also get just pure craft paper. This is made in the USA. It can tear a little bit, as you see here, but it'll work. And this craft paper is pure paper, no plastic, no metallic mixed material elements to it, and it is recyclable. So hats off, though, to Hallmark, which is a big player in the wrapping paper space, for making mostly recyclable paper. Actually, in terms of the SKUs at the store, most of the stuff did say recyclable. Their other line will say premium, and that is a subtle way of saying probably not recyclable, though it's not clear. And they also tout sustainable forestry when it comes to their products, and they label their products as such. Now, what are some options? And we'll talk about some accoutrements in a moment, but you can do something as simple as a burlap bag. And here's an example of a burlap bag that's got some nice designs on it. And the bag itself is a gift. You can reuse it for other purposes, and this is compostable. It doesn't even necessarily need to go to recycling. In fact, it can't be recycled, but it can be composted because it's made of all natural material. Now, what you want to watch out for is the same stuff that may have glitter. And this is an example of a bag made by the same manufacturer as the one I just showed you, but there's glitter all over the place. This is mixed material now. It can't be recycled. So you have to watch out for those little things and be smart as a consumer. Now, there's some small stocking stuffer bags, such as this one, and you don't have to keep it virtue signal brown. You can use craft stamps to stamp designs on them yourself, and we'll in another video show you how you can do that. But you can make these more adorned than the simple clear palette or empty palette that they show up with. So there's things you can do to make these actually more interesting. And a lot of these actually will, as this example of the burlap or jute bag here, do come with a variety of designs already in place. So if you look, you can find bags with festive designs and that are not boring, if you will. So this bag will come in a variety of different options. Look for burlap and also make sure that you're looking for things that are not polyester burlap, meaning they're not made out of jute, which is the plant that you make burlap out of, but instead they're made out of polyester to look like jute or burlap. And so polyester burlap is what you want to for sure avoid. Now, when it comes to gift bags, again, that's paper. You can use these jute burlap bags here. This is an example of a gift bag that can hold a decent sized box or a gift. Open up here in the pleats. And this is a bag that can be a substitute for a traditional paper bag. And it is very reasonably priced. In fact, these aren't much more than the paper bags you'd find at a Target or Walmart or wherever. They may be slightly more expensive, but not significantly. So these are good options. If you want to really get into sustainable gift wrapping, you can choose these all cotton wrapping cloths. This example here is made in the USA. This particular example is made in Japan. I won't open these up. We'll actually have a separate video where we show you how to use these organic cotton wrapping papers, but these are also an option and a pretty good one. You can reuse this fabric year after year. And if you gift it to someone else, obviously they'll find utility in it. So it's very elegant, very sophisticated, and very decorative and very unique and unusual. So when you're doing things that are sustainable, it doesn't mean that you have to be boring brown. You can do things that are quite unique and festive. The other thing that you can do in the family is use cardboard boxes. And this cardboard box is durable. It comes with other nested cardboard, smaller boxes inside it. But this box is really meant to be used year after year. And you can use this within the family. And when you're done with Christmas, you can actually put the ornaments and other accoutrements inside this box. So it's a great storage tool too. But this can be stamped, it actually comes in a variety of different colors, but you can decorate it however you wish. So this is a great option. Now, when it comes to the frills, avoid these bows. These are basically plastic or plastic laminated paper. This not recyclable, and it will in fact say if it's recyclable on it, if it were. Hallmark does have a variety of bows, a whole line of them that are recyclable. But you can choose paper cord. Here are some examples of paper cord that you can use for small ribbon. They come in a variety of widths, so this particular example isn't the only one that's out there. This is a little bit thin. They come thinner, they come thicker. So you can use this, and this is made out of paper, and they come in, like I said, a variety of colors. So that's great. And when you use these brown wrapping papers, you can also use the craft paper packaging tape. You can get special dispensers for these, but this tape just sort of blends right in to that paper. And if you're using more traditional wrapping paper such as this, you can still use cellophane tape, and this is actually true cellophane. This is a plant-based tape. So instead of Scotch tape that may be made of plastic, the entire container, the packaging, and the tape itself is all plant-based in this particular example. So this is a great option as well. And instead of bubble wrap, there are a variety of options now to protect the contents of your package. This is cardboard bubble wrap. It's got the bubble design, and then this one has a corrugated design, but same idea, really meant to protect the packaging. There's a few different styles of these protective cardboard packaging technologies. Kudos for Amazon. They've actually done a lot of work in this space and commercialized this. So this stuff is out there as well. So beyond the actual wrapping, there's a lot of options for accoutrements. There's actually, just like there's paper, twine, and ribbon, there's also burlap and canvas options as well. So those are things to look for. In some subsequent videos, what we'll do is we'll show you how to use these different tools. We'll wrap a few things and show you how you can take advantage of these techniques that may be newer to you because we've been sticking with the traditional stuff for so many years that we may not know how to exactly work with craft paper or other options. One thing to note about craft paper, this is traditional craft paper. It's 18 inches. A lot of rolls of traditional wrapping paper will be 36 inches or over 40 inches. So you will have to use more of this stuff. And it's a little less pliable. One of the reasons that they coat a lot of wrapping paper in plastic is so that it doesn't tear. But again, these are all things that can be worked around.